All right, it is time to talk about this guy right here, the Monogram 1955 Ford pickup truck. Something that was selected by our buddy Matthew Inman from his channel, Model Car Videos. He was the selector of the kit this year, and congratulations to him. And his reasoning for this kit is pretty solid. I watched the video that he had done with Lucas C. and Mark, and can't fault it a bit. I mean, that was a solid reason for choosing this kit, and it's also a solid kit choice in its own right. So good job, Matthew. Appreciate what you're doing for us there, Mister. So our kit is from 1994. And there are probably so many people out there doing this particular version that I don't need to go through here and do what's in the box type of thing. Our buddy Adam over at Sodak Models had done one, I think, yesterday, and I can't recall if it's this box art or the one with the purple truck on it, but they're literally interchangeable because the same kit, just different issues. I do not have the panel van on hand, but I had this guy, so I was really excited. And this dude here has an actual decal sheet with something kind of cool. It has gauge decals. Looks like they're supposed to be digital. And I don't think, let's see, can we? Doesn't want to cooperate. Yeah, sorry about that. It looks like the registration might be off on the gauges. It doesn't. I'm not 100% sure. I have to get under there with get on there with a microscope and take a peek or whatever, or a magnifying glass or some sort of bent piece of bent piece of glass. Take a look in there. But it looks like the registration might be off. I'm wondering if maybe we can find some aftermarket gauge decals for that from Best Model Car Parts, perhaps. I don't know. We'll check them out there. But yeah, this guy here, again, I said is molded in Jolly Rancher cherry. Doesn't taste like it. It tastes like history. But cool truck. I mean, I've always liked this particular type of truck. Just always thought it looked great in any iteration it was in, whether it was like the 1-ton version or I think like the stake side. So, all the different versions this truck came in, I always thought it looked cool and always looked right for the application that it was being used for. Something that was just very interesting about the styling on this. So I don't know. Was it Edsel? Was it Edsel that came out with this? That was the leader of the design team at that time. But another thing that's weird about this particular type of truck style is the color. I've been doing some Google research over the last couple of days when we were on our trip and everything, and I'm like, there are no bad colors for this truck. Anything you pick, because of it's got slab sides here and there, it's got those swoopy curvy lines here and there, it's got some nice compound curves here and there. It all catches the light so nicely that whatever color you want to put it on here, a flat or a glossy or semi-gloss, it's all going to look good on this. But so that doesn't help. What we want to do with the truck, because like I said before, it looks good in whatever genre you want to build it in. That doesn't help. So I'm like, man, I'm having a hard time over here. I did go through the wheels and tires box a couple days ago. I was pulling out some stuff here. I got these from a buddy Lucas C. He gifted us a snap together like lead sled type of thing that I think his daughter had built a while back. And I hadn't had a use for these until now. And I'm like looking at these going, man, that is kind of all right. That you give it a nice mean stance. Tuck it up inside there. Yeah, that's looking pretty choice, And so I thought, okay, that's, it's always good to have options. It's a good option. They're narrow so that if we have trouble with spacing up inside of there, we can get away with it. So that's great. But then digging through the wheels and tire box even deeper, it got down to the lower decks and found these guys. I honest to goodness don't recall where I got these from. And they're the same diameter. It's just because one's a deep dish and one's a shallow dish, front and rear, actually makes these look a little bit larger. Isn't that weird? That's kind of weird, but they're the same width and diameter and all that kind of stuff. So, yeah, strange. Let's use the fronts up here in the front, and you tuck that in there. I like the rim to be just below the lip of the wheel well, and that looks pretty cool too. we could tuck it up there a little bit higher too. You know, it all depends on how the kit wants to let us lower the suspension. So, I mean, that could be nice and mean also. But the thing is that this truck is so tall through this area here, and this opening is so wide. It's like I would even go up another size on these. I'm not even sure how big these are. I'd even go up another size, at least maybe two, and be like, yeah, that's probably going to fill in there just perfectly. These are a little bit wider, like twice as wide as the other ones I showed you, but it looks like there's enough space inside there. As far as the rear fenders, I'm not 100% sure. The kit tires that come with it, we see here in the box art that this looks like it fills up the space pretty nicely, but this is a trick of the camera. I swear. They have this at just the right angle to where this wheel and tire combination looks like it's filling up the entire space there, right? Well, I'm sorry to say that that isn't true, because I discovered this the other day when I was bench racing. Here's unopened wheels and unopened tires. You tuck them in there, and I'm like, that's pretty anemic. So that's what got me started on this hunt. So these guys actually look pretty okay. You know, they're not. They should be a little bit bigger. These dudes here, they look like they fill the space even better, right? Another trick of the eye. These guys are the same diameter. Isn't that crazy? That's just so crazy. So, I mean, it all comes down to the finish of the wheel and how it's applied, applicated. I'm gonna go applicate my tires, but that's just so weird, right? So I'm kind of torn between these two guys here. Neither of these scream drag strip or high performance, so probably not going to do anything crazy with the engine like a 572 Chevy Big Block. No, probably not going to do that. We'll see how the kit engine goes. I'll probably build that or mock that up and see how it goes. I'm wondering if this is like a Thunderbird engine, maybe. I don't know. But we'll mock that all up and see how it goes, because it looks like it's got some 1980 speed parts on it or whatever. But that's basically it. We have to go trim some limbs off of the idea tree and see where we want to go with this here. Again, it looks good in any color. That's no help. Looks great in any genre. That's no help. So I'm hoping if we can pick a genre, that'll dictate the color palette that we go with for color schemes. So hope you guys follow along with this. I'm so grateful for the fact that we do have time to just kind of come up with ideas. I can sit on this egg and let it hatch and see what it wants to be, kind of so to speak, and wait for inspiration to come, because I've been out there searching for inspiration and I haven't found anything that's grabbed me by the throat and wrestled me to the ground. But once it does, it was like last year's build. Once we hit upon the idea of the Ridge Runner, it was all gangbusters. It was all knees and elbows, as they like to say, running through the forest. But yeah, so hope you guys stick with us. We can't wait to see what all you guys have in store for this, because this is just fascinating type of build stuff, you know. And we'll talk to you all a bit later on. Have a great rest of your week and weekend, and we'll see you in the next one. Thank you so much, all. We'll talk to you later. Bye. I wish I knew where the heck I got these.